I just saw a video of a Trumper on here. You've probably seen it. And he's basically like, I voted for Trump. These tariffs are killing me as a small business owner. I need some help. Some Democrats in the comments are trolling him, of course. And someone commented, like, I love this for you. And the Trumper replied via video. And he was like, oh, you love this for me, blah, blah, blah. What the fuck did you expect? We told you this, and we got called elitist. We told you the impact tariffs have on the economy, and you were like, you guys think you're so smart? This is basic knowledge. So the guy makes the video back, and he's like, I knew Trump was gonna tariff. I thought it would push people to build in the USA. I'm gonna explain this to you like you're 5. Have you ever watched Shark Tank, okay? And a product's on there, and the sharks go, why is it so expensive? And the person goes, it's made in the USA. Why do you think they say that? Why do you? Everything's more expensive in the United States. That's why we get things internationally. And as a small business owner, I'm surprised you don't know that. You didn't think this would start a trade war, huh? Like last time? And last time was significantly less than all the tariffs he's doing this time. Like, you don't get to play victim, okay? You were warned, you ignored it. Now you're paying the consequences for voting without knowing how things work.
Baby, these tariffs are tariffing. Do you hear me? I got notifications because I'm in TikTok shop of price changes. Something that was normally $19 went up to $65. So Trump and China, I'm gonna need y'all to come together and get this stuff together because baby, who finna pay that?
MAGA is done. Have you noticed that they haven't been around much at all? There's a couple of reasons for this. The most obvious is that Trump doesn't need them anymore. He literally doesn't need MAGA anymore. There will be no more rallies. He used them and got everything he needed from them. He doesn't need them anymore. He is done with MAGA. And MAGA is in the corner quietly crying because they're done with him. And you want to know why? Because MAGA are food stamps. Yeah. Probably one of the biggest recipients of SNAP, food stamps, welfare, MAGA. Oh, and how about the no taxes on tips and no taxes on overtime, MAGA? That wasn't in the bill. That's not in the bill. That is not on the agenda. They keep telling you that it is, but it's literally not. MAGA are poor. MAGA need Medicaid. MAGA no have Medicaid. Soon. Tariffs hurt MAGA. MAGA no like tariffs. MAGA are farmers. Farmers are MAGA. Farmers hurting. MAGA hurting. Trump is canceling federal programs. A state like California where I live, they can afford to pick up the tab for those programs for the state of California. But states like Oklahoma, no. They're not going to be able to afford that once Trump kills those federal programs. MAGA no like that. But Trump don't care. Trump no like MAGA anymore. Trump no need MAGA. Trump no more MAGA rallies. So what's MAGA going to do to change this? That's up to them because me no care. Trump no care. You no care. MAGA are on their own.
Listen to this so-called MAGA pastor say that these tariffs that Donald Trump is doing are all part of God's glorious plans.
These tariffs, they are not just policy. They are prophecy. You've got to get that deep in your mind tonight because now that globalism is dead, it is literally Trump against the world. He has turned the world upside down, and now the nations are clamoring. Everything is unbalanced. And I know mainstream media thinks that's bad, but they couldn't be further from the truth. This is the bold judgments coming up on the world. Yahweh has raised up a man, the breaker himself, to bring to pass those things that must happen in the end time.
You see, ladies and gentlemen, this is why I do the work that I do. This is why I cast the MAGA demons on a daily basis straight into the lake of fire. When you have people doing stuff like that and they aren't providing you with any Bible chapter or verse to support what they're saying, you have to assume it's the spirit of the Antichrist. Let me be very clear and transparent to you Trump supporters. God is not the author of confusion. And you know, just like I know, that chaos and confusion seems to be surrounding Donald Trump. And that's happening for one reason. Because he too is possessed with the MAGA demon. It's like I've been telling you Trump supporters, you won't be woke. But mark my word, you will be broke. Enjoy your dear leader. In the name of God.
Welcome to the channel, folks. You won't believe what's happening to MAGA voters right now. DT's tariffs on China are backfiring. And these very people, I'm talking about MAGA, they're furious. They are mad because of what's happening. Listen, the tariffs, they are not for those people who didn't vote. They are also affecting the MAGA. Mostly, I'm talking about those farmers. Man, those farmers are the one who affected, big time, more than any other, because right now they are not able to sell their produce to the countries they used to sell. For example, we've seen farmers who used to sell soybeans to China. Right now, China is trying another market of soybeans from Brazil. Now, these people, they are now affected by what? By what they voted for. They voted against their own interest. And right now, it is affecting them big time. That's why we are saying MAGA voters are furious. The very people who screamed America first are now facing the collapse of everything they believed in. Imagine fighting for a man who promised to protect your farm, only to lose it because of him. Now, today, DT's own supporters, MAGA farmers, workers, even Wall Street investors are breaking down, losing billions and facing ruin, all because of DT's trade war with China. And now they are realizing the pain wasn't worthy the promise. All right, guys, I've got some videos we are going to watch together. Please watch till the end. I'll come back with my commentary.
I did several videos where I tried to speak to rural America, particularly farmers and ranchers, to talk to them about the ramifications of a second term for Donald Trump. And in several of those videos, I talked about the fact that if we were to elect Donald Trump and he were to impose a second round of tariffs on China, the results would be devastating. And if you think hard about it, you'll remember what we talked about. Number one, we talked about the fact that China wasn't prepared for the tariffs in the first Trump administration. They had a disease going through their hog population. They didn't have good stocks of row crops. So they were caught off guard. And they had to continue to buy some American pork and some American row crop products in order to survive the tariffs, especially the time of C-19. But we also talked about what's happened since then. The Chinese no longer have a disease going through their pork population, and they're well stocked in pork. And in addition to that, they've reached out to South America and made best friends with the governments of Brazil and Argentina. And they are importing a lot of wheat and corn and soybeans from South America, to the point where Brazil, which used to supply China with only 13% of their row crops, is now supplying them with over 43% of their row crops. And that relationship is just getting cozier and cozier. And we talked about the fact that if we were to impose another round of tariffs on China, it would be devastating for row crop farmers, because since China is more prepared, not only would they be less likely to continue to buy row crops from Americans and from American farmers, they would also impose reciprocal tariffs of their own that would be devastating for row crop farmers in America. And guys, that's exactly what's happened. That's exactly what's happened. And again, this isn't an I told you so video, but it sure as hell is I wish you would listen video. Because on Friday, the Chinese told the 3 largest soybean distributors in this country that sell the beans that farmers raise in this country to China, you can no longer do business here. Your contracts are canceled, your licenses are canceled. In addition to that, they placed their own reverse tariffs on all different kinds of categories: pork, beef, corn, fowl, poultry. And remember what we said, those studies that have been done by the American Soybean Association, by the corn growers before the last election, that if these tariffs took place again, it would cost soybean farmers 37 billion metric tons of soybean sales to China and around the world. And with corn, it could cost as much as 80% of the corn sales in this country. And here we go. Top 3 soybean sales companies in this country, their licenses to sell to China have been canceled. Chinese are saying, we don't want your beans anymore. And now we face the same thing, the same threat that we warned would happen before the last election, happening now to corn as well. And we're talking billions of dollars worth of corn sales. There's no way a paltry $526 million ethanol fuel program sponsored by the Trump administration in Iowa is going to make up for the billions of dollars in lost corn sales we are going to have because of these tariffs. And look at what happened today. I got up this morning, and while I was drinking my coffee up here at the farm, I listened to TikTok after TikTok of Trump supporters saying, well, he proved it today. The market's up 700 points. We're getting back all these gains. All these countries are coming to the table. And then what did we learn? When they asked the White House, you're claiming China wants to make a deal. Have you talked to China? No, we haven't. Have they said what kind of a deal they want? No, they haven't. Well, you're claiming South Korea wants a deal. Have you talked to them? Yes, we have. Have they talked about what kind of a deal they want? No, they haven't. And the truth of the matter is the market saw bullshit. And then what did the White House do? This afternoon, they announced that they're going to impose 104% tariffs on China, and the market lost every single one of the gains that it gained earlier today because there's chaos in the marketplace. People do not know how to plan for this, and this administration is woefully unprepared to do battle with the Chinese. I'm just telling you guys, this administration, when it comes to agriculture and rural policy, they're not playing chess. They're not playing checkers. They're sitting in the corner playing with themselves. There's no other way to put it, because everything they're doing from a policy perspective and an action perspective is failing. And now the chickens are coming home to roost. Why am I making this video? It's not to say I told you so. It's to say get off your butts. Republicans and independents and Democrats, all 3 of you. But I know the Democrats are doing the hard work. Get off your butts and make those calls to those Republican policy holders, those Republican office holders, those Republican politicians, and tell them to take back their power on these tariffs so that they can stop what's happening. There's no positive trend going on here, guys. I'm telling you right now, read the markets. Go out there and read the data from these conservative agricultural organizations that have no love for Democratic politicians, that are telling us that shit is going south in a hurry. Farmers have already taken out their loans. They've already put a lot of their crops in the ground. If there are no sales and there are no subsidies, it will be too late for small farmers and ranchers. So get up, Republicans. You Republican farmers, get up and make those calls. Don't allow your cattlemen organizations to speak for you. Don't allow the Farm Bureau to speak for you. You make the calls yourselves to these politicians that you voted for and tell them you expect them to take their power over these tariffs back and to stop this freight train before it goes off the cliff. Because left to their own devices, this administration is not going to stop it. That's your call to action. Will you heed it? I don't know, but I hope so. Because if you don't, J.D. Vance and all of his friends at Acre Trader are going to make a hell of a lot of money come the end of this year when the harvest comes in and there's no place to sell it.
Today, $13 billion were lost from the U.S. economy because China announced it will no longer be buying U.S. soybeans. Instead, they're going to buy them from Brazil. That's about $13 billion worth of exports just gone. I don't know if you guys know how much of the United States is just dedicated to growing soybeans, but take a trip around the South. Take a trip around like North Carolina, for example. You'll see there's soybean fields everywhere. Primary customer of those, China. Chinese firms. I don't think people are getting it, man. Like, even if the tariffs got canceled today, I mean, the damage is done effectively. I mean, it's going to take years for the United States to regain, if it ever can at this point, its position within the global trade infrastructure. Because global trade is only possible because of a system of handshakes, a system of trust between trading partners, where everybody trusts that the other parties in any trade deal are going to maintain the same systems and agreements for harvesting, packaging, transporting, unloading, and reselling goods between each other. And what the United States has done here over the last 90 days, it's only been 90 days, is it has said to the entire world, we cannot wrangle our worst impulses. Because we could have wrangled them, right? Congress could have stood up to Trump, gotten their stuff together, and said, hey, between the House and the Senate, we have more than enough people who are all dismayed at the dismantling of the global order, which has built all this untold wealth in this country. So we are going to pass a bill and then use a congressional override in the event that a bill was vetoed in order to take the powers of tariffs back from the president in their unilateral ability to do so, which is how Trump is able to do what he's doing now. But they did not do that. What did they do instead? They cowered. Right? They bent the knee. because they're all afraid of this guy and his little minion from South Africa. And the cost they are paying, right, is the cost to their own bottom lines as private individuals, because they have investment portfolios that are also not doing too hot and will continue to not do too hot in a declining fashion, an accelerating rate of decline, I might add, the longer this goes on. And they're also selling off all of their kids' futures. You know, whatever legacy these people are hoping to leave for just themselves and their family, I mean, they're destroying it whole cloth right here. It's not fathomable. I mean, like the acquiescence of duty, I mean, alone, of course we know that congressional representatives don't care about duty for the most part, but the acquiescence of sense over to this little demon. I mean, it's just, oh my God.
Hey, what's up, America? Donald Trump China maximum pressure update. So the United States under Donald Trump and China have imposed tariffs back and forth on each other. Donald Trump even added port costs to Chinese ships that are coming into the United States. And that's all fine and good, but now China's finally hitting back. And they're making tariffs against the United States as well. But much like the Americans did with the nation of Iran, China's now saying to the United States, anybody buying stuff from America risks their trade deals with China. So if you're Greece, for instance, and you're getting stuff from China and also the United States, China's threatening to cut you off if you keep buying from the United States. Basically a reverse maximum pressure card that Trump played on Iran, they're playing on us now. China is. And this is exactly why manufacturing should have been done here in the United States the entire time. Because now all your manufacturing is located in China, and now they're doing this maximum pressure campaign because we dare try to claw back factories to the United States. And so China's doing everything in their power to make sure the United States doesn't bring manufacturing back. And if we try, they're not only going to punish us, but they're going to punish our allies and our trade partners also. Like I've told you a million times, our manufacturing being located in China exclusively is a national security risk. We need to bring our manufacturing back here immediately so countries like this can't do this shit to us. So in essence, Donald Trump is right when it comes to China and the international community. We need our core manufacturing back here in America.
Now, as we speak, this is the fallout of MAGA. Listen, a few weeks, months, and days ago, these people were celebrating, these people were enjoying that they voted their favorite candidate. Man, they were having feasts. They were having, chicken, fish, and everything. They were celebrating, saying that, we voted our own. We are on the good track. We are doing the right thing. That was the thing they were talking about, that they voted their favorite candidate. Okay, so right now we are discussing about the fallout of these very MAGA people. Okay, when you tell them that you guys you voted against your own interests, they might say, no way, we didn't vote that, we didn't do that, we still believe in him, he's doing the right thing, he's deporting illegal immigrants, he's doing this and that, so those are the things they are talking about. Now, these MAGA voters are reeling from the effects of DT's tariffs. Okay, these people, they didn't understand what is tariffs. As you've seen a few days ago, these people, they were really celebrating. They are saying now, we are celebrating because we voted our favorite candidate. Now, it's not even half year, okay? Remember, we have 4 years of this guy in the office. So it's not even half year. The guy is doing the things he told them that he will do. The guy is putting in action the promise he gave them. He told them, I'll give tariffs China. I'll put tariffs on Canada. I'll put tariffs on Mexico. I'll put tariffs on each and every countries. Okay. I will end many treaties that American doesn't have any profit. Okay, so these people, they went and celebrate and said, now this is the right candidate we have voted for. Now, these people right now, as the guy is delivering what he promised them, he told them that the tariffs will not affect you. The tariffs is affecting China. these MAGA people, they didn't know anything about tariffs. Now, the time came and Trump imposed tariffs on China. It started with 10%. It grows up all the way to 100 and something. I don't remember that. So these people, they were still celebrating to the extent where it have started affecting them. I'm talking about the farmers. I'm talking about the business people. These small business MAGA people who have this small business, they are now affected because most of the product they are using, are manufactured in China. So even these big businesses that supported it, they are in, find out. You've seen the boycotts, you've seen a lot of things that happen to this business, big businesses that are affected by what DT have done. Okay, these MAGA voters reeling from the effects of DT tariffs, a farmer who is losing his farm due to Trump's policies, share a heartbreaking story and said, I voted for DT, but now I'm struggling to stay afloat. Man, we've seen that. Many came out and expressed the emotion saying, we are regretting our vote because right now the guy supposed to help us right now in this moment, he's not helping us. And he's cutting also the funds that we are given by the former government. Right now, the guy is cutting them. So we don't have anything to do. Those are the farmers. Now, the numbers are staggering. DT supporters lost trillions after Trump's tariffs. Economists warn that the consequences will be severe and long-lasting. Is this the economic boom Trump promised them? That is the question I should ask you who's watching this video, and I should also ask myself if this is the promise the guy have given them. I should also ask the MAGA, is this the promise that the guy have given you? Tell me if you are a MAGA and you're watching this video. Tell me in the comment section if you still believe in the promise the guy have given you. Because for me, I don't see any promise here. I don't see anything. Maybe you can clear my eyes and open it and so that I can see the promise the guy have promised you. Because what I'm seeing right now is the suffering of different people, whether you voted, whether you didn't. But I'm seeing the suffering. So that is what I'm seeing, maybe, you know. So MAGA, while these crumbling and Trump supporters are speaking out, we were lied to, says one voter. We thought Trump would make America great again, but now we are suffering. Hey, who told you? The guy told you that he's going to make America great again? Maybe maybe, I don't know. So maybe he's going to make it America great again, or he's also making it great again. I don't know. Tell me in the comment section, you who voted, and right now you see the guy is making America great again, or what is he doing? Tell me in the comment section, because I don't know what he's doing, because everyone is affected. Everyone is affected by the tariffs, by the deportation, and a lot of things, man, that are happening right now. So the human cost of DT's tariffs is devastating. Families are struggling, businesses are closing, economy is suffering. Is this the America Trump promised? I don't know. Maybe these are the first days the guy is putting in action what he said and he's trying to build. That's what MAGA are saying. They still believe in him. Tell me in the comment section, is there going to be a turn, or is going to be worse than the way it is right now? The MAGA supporters, they said, we don't regret our vote. Okay, some they say we regret, others they say we don't regret. But what we know, man, according to what's happening, man, you might regret, because if it's not affecting your family, if it's not affecting you, it's affecting your friend, it's also affecting your brother, your sister. So you may not care about them, but let me tell you, one day it will also affect you. Now, let me take you back in 2018 when DT slapped tariffs on Chinese goods. You remember that, calling it a master stroke to bring China to its knees. Man, many people celebrated, many people, enjoyed. But what really happened? The price went up. You remember that supply chain broke, China retaliated, and who got caught in the middle? It's American farmers, American workers, and American families. Those are people who got affected by what's happening. Now, there is a guy who voted, and he's from Iowa. He's a MAGA supporting farmer from Iowa. He voted for DT twice. He believed in the dream, but thanks to those tariffs, his soybeans couldn't sell. You've seen that story. China turned to Brazil, prices crashed. He lost 60% of his annual income. Now he's selling off his land and said he feels betrayed. Now, let's talk about this farmer. So, is he really betrayed? There's no betrayal here. The guy showed you everything. The guy told you that he's going to do this, he's going to impose tariffs. You already know when you went to vote, you already know what the guy was doing. You already know what the guy planned to do. You already know that the tariffs will be in effect, and you already know that the guy will put tariffs. So why are you coming out and express emotion and saying we regret our vote? Yes, you regret our vote. We understand. It's time of regret. It's time of finding out. And people have told you from long time ago, but you guys, you didn't listen. Okay? You did it once, twice. Man, it's crazy. It's crazy. And remember, this farmer is not even alone. There are big number of people who are now in the finding out stage, and right now they are regretting their vote. You may not come out and say it, but we know that you regret. Over 4,100 farmers have shut down since Trump's tariff started. That's not just soil and tractors. That's generation of families' legacies wiped out in the name of political gamble. Even Wall Street, full of Trump donors, is breeding. A recent study shows U.S. investors lose over 1.7 trillion due to Trump's tariffs. Whoa. Think about that. It's trillions, man, not millions. Trillions wiped off because of the tariffs. And yet, many MAGA supporters still defend him. Yes, we voted the right person. He's the right person we voted. That's what they say. Because propaganda is powerful and because truth is hard to face. But now the pain is hitting home and the cracks are finally showing. So that's why MAGA people, some come out and express the emotion saying we are regretting. Others, they are regretting in their beds, in their rooms. Man, it will happen. And yet many MAGA supporters still defend him, I don't know. So we are watching the MAGA illusion collapse under its own weight. Farmers, truckers, small businesses, everyone feeling it. It's everyone. Man, whether you voted, whether you didn't, you still feel it. You feel it, man. You feel it. I'm repeating it now. For the first time, they are speaking out. One farmer said, I thought Trump was protecting us, and now I can't even feed my kids. Yes, you can't because you didn't care about your kids. Another said, I would rather vote Democrat than lose my family farm again. So now this is the time, remember, to vote Democrat. Hey, you should have listened, man. You should have listened. Okay, now tell me in the comment section what you think about this. But for me, you can't build an economy on slogans. You can't lead with pride alone, and when your policies hurt the very people who trusted you most. That's not leadership. That's what I believe. It's betrayal. Okay, Trump's tariffs were never about helping Americans. They were about political optics, and now his own base is finally waking up. Too late for some and just in time for others. This isn't just politics. This is a real life, real pain, and real consequences for those who voted and those who didn't. Man, if you believe in the truth needs to be heard, if you think we need more honesty in politics, don't just scroll. Like this video, share it, and please subscribe. Let's meet in the next one. I am Fikazo. I'm signing out.